Greetings, programs. Yeah, greetings, programs. It is Drax here, coming to you from my house. Cats all around me. I've decided to do a series of video game themed videos. It's something that I've gotten into recently, and I thought maybe there's some other people out there that might like the same stuff. So before we get into that, I recently picked up this little stand so that I can actually kind of show off all my stuff, and I can use two hands, and it's a little better grip than me just holding my camera like I normally do here. We'll see kind of how it works, so I'm going to set it up and then go through basically my Game Boy Advance / Game Boy handheld collection. See, kind of how it's been just for, basically I've been doing it for a couple of months here, not too long, but it is growing quickly, and I want to share it with you. Alright, so the first one I want to show you guys is my modded Game Boy Advance regular 001 model, but with a 101 screen modded into it as well. It's just got regular batteries. I don't have like a rechargeable mod or anything like that, or like the screen brightness or anything. Basically, it just backlit the screen on there, and then I put this custom green shell on here, which is pretty cool. I did show it really quickly in another video before, but I do have this bad boy. This was my original white Game Boy Advance I had a long time ago, and it has since been changed into that bad boy. After that one, when I got that one originally, I actually had a Glacier one, but I sold that a million years ago. But I got this one instead. This is my original Game Boy Advance SP. It is the Nintendo Classic Series version. Screen still works, turns on and off. This one is the original. It's not a reshell or anything like that. It is in beautiful shape. I like to try and take care of my stuff. So this one is original. I did buy this one back in the day. This one's interesting. This one's actually my brother's. He stopped, kind of using these things a while ago, but it's just a regular blue SP. It still works as well, which is pretty cool. I like to keep them all charged and working, but his is in great shape too. He had a case on it forever, but this one is an original one as well, the original launch one. So he picked that one as soon as he could, because finally playing Game Boy with a light was pretty fantastic as compared to this one, which is a basic stock Game Boy Advance. It does have the little white cover from my original white one there, but this one I did in the video the other day where I actually tore it apart, replaced that screen. It works perfectly. There's no batteries in this one because this one's really just kind of to have for show. It is an original, unmodded, no craziness with it. I just like the way it looks and the fact that I was able to piece it together and make it work again. So that one, you did see kind of the guts of it, and that one is in the collection as well. This one is my Game Boy Advance SP AGS 101. So this one, it is the pearl pink. It has some issues, to say the least. I bought this one off of eBay from a lady. I'm assuming this was her daughter's, because it came with a whole bunch of like little girl games, like Britney Spears Dance Beat. It was a whole bunch of them. So I traded in those games, and I got some other ones that I would rather have. But this one, it does have that backlit screen, does have that brighter setting on it. The only thing that I had to do to this one is that the battery, in case the door was all jacked up, so I looked inside, the battery had exploded a little bit. What I did was actually, it's still working, so I switched this one with the blue one. So the blue one now has the battery from the pink one, and the blue battery was now in this one. It is old, it doesn't last for super long, and it seems to have trouble charging. It does work for at least 3-4 hours. I've been able to rock some like Pokemon Green and stuff for a while, and it didn't seem to be a problem. But this seems to be my go-to Game Boy for a lot of playing, ease of play on it. I know a lot of people love the modded original Game Boy Advance when they're playing for long periods of time, but I don't find these that cramped. Everyone says that their hands get cramped. I'm like, I think it feels pretty comfortable. I always liked this design. Always was my favorite. Like I said, little bit damaged. I could reshell it. I don't really want to because I like the fact that it is completely original, and they still had the cover over this sticker. When I got it, I took that off, and this sticker is in absolutely perfect condition. So I cleaned everything up, tore it apart, really like gutted it and got it all clean. So anything you see on there is not dirt. It is just scratches in the paint, which is not a big deal, but works perfectly otherwise. Love that one. This little guy is the Game Boy Micro, and it is the 20th anniversary Famicom look, which, you know, we didn't have a Famicom in the United States, so we had no idea what in the world it was. We just thought it looked cool. This was actually purchased for my little brother, was stored away, luckily, in the provided case, so there is not a scratch on this thing. It is absolutely beautiful shape. I was trying to find one. I remember that he had one, so I asked him to take a look and see if he could find it, because I knew I was missing some games too. He hit me up one night and was like, hey, yeah, I found it in a bag in my desk, and it works perfectly. It fired right up, and still does. Only thing it didn't come with is he lost the charger a while ago. I bought a new little USB cable, and it works great. I mean, you cannot get in better shape than this guy right here. So, yeah, purchased for him as a present a long time ago. I just happened to remember that he had one. He let me have it. So, I know these things are going for upwards of $200. So, you know, when you're doing Game Boy collecting, any kind of money you could save is golden. I'm not going to go through all my games right now because I'm still in the process of collecting and putting together some series and stuff, and they might not be the best games so far or like the hidden gems. I have a couple here, but I will go through some of those, and then in future videos probably put together some individual reviews on them. But I did want to show you a couple other bad boys that I have really quickly, because most of this collection is going to be Game Boy Advance centered. I know a lot of people do Game Boy Pocket, original Game Boy. It doesn't seem like anyone's really doing a ton of Game Boy Advance collections. That's kind of where I really like to play. I like playing them when I was a kid. They still look great and hold up today. I just blasted through Super Mario World 2, Super Mario Advance 2, Super Mario World. Got all the coins, beat everything. Been playing through Pokemon Green again, Leaf Green again. Yeah, a couple other ones that I super enjoyed, Mario Golf, stuff like that. Mostly Mario and first-party Nintendo games, but I'll be going over those at some point. All right, so the next one we have is this black Game Boy Pocket. Picked this one up from eBay. Sticker, I tried to move it. See how it's kind of off-centered there. I didn't know if that was like legit, but apparently it came in the factory like that because I could not move it without completely destroying it, and I didn't want to take it off. There was a major flaw in this one when I did get it. It was a little dirty, and inside here, this little pin for the battery terminal was completely broken off. I soldered it back in place, but it does add a little bit of thickness to here because it couldn't lay flat. But it didn't add too much, and it does work perfectly now. Everything else was great. Sound works awesome. The contrast, everything worked awesome on this thing as soon as I got that terminal built in there. And the shell's in pretty good shape, little wear off of here, so you could tell somebody loved this thing and played it quite a bit. So this was kind of a nice little get up. It was only 20 bucks, and it came with a bunch of Game Boy Advance games, oddly enough, which I traded those in and got some other stuff as well. So they were, you know, little kid games as well. But it was very weird to have a Game Boy Pocket with Game Boy Advance games off of a eBay purchase, but awesome deal there. From that one, I went into a local game store and asked if they might have had any Game Boy Pocket boards that they didn't want or were broken or something I can pay him a couple bucks. He said he had a whole bunch, but they were, you know, boxed away. He didn't know where exactly they were, and he's never really sold parts and stuff before, so I was kind of bummed out. And there's really not a lot of other retro game stores around, but he throws this one in front of me and says, well, so, you know, something like that, what you're looking for. And this is exactly it, because you should notice they don't have the LEDs on them. These are earlier models. So I said, yeah, that's perfect. So what are you gonna do on that one? He said, $10 and it's yours. I said, seriously? So I'm like, yeah, I'll take care of that, because even if it's broken, he said it's untested. They had no idea, and he knew that it was broken in some way. So I said, perfect. If that's the case, I could take the board or the part at least and then do something with this one. So I took it home and popped batteries in, and fired right up, sound, everything came on. No problems at all. Threw in some games, was able to play. A button was a little sticky, but I actually already did fix that. I just kind of cleaned out the terminal in there, and then that was it. So I haven't done anything else with this Game Boy. I do plan on doing kind of a shell restoration. Is it a little yellow? I know the light in here doesn't look great, but it's a little yellow. It's definitely got a little bit of grime and stuff. There's, you know, sticker residue. So I want to do like a thorough video about how to clean these things and really get them to look amazing. Might replace the screen lenses on these. It's a little scratched, but it's not bad. You can still play them. And I mean, they just, these things are workhorses, man. They just fire up and they go. I mean, the biggest flaw is that it just doesn't have a nice screen. So, but you see, you know, Super Mario Land works great, and I was super thrilled. $10, I could not pass that up. So I've had a couple of DSs in my life. This here is the original DS Fat, as it's called. So I still have this one. It is the first shipment that we ever got at the store, and it works perfectly. Battery life is great. Screens are fairly terrible, but it was you know, it was a nice device when it came out. And then shortly after, they came out with, you know, the DS Lite, which is just a huge improvement on those things. I do like this one for playing some of my DS games instead of playing on my 3DS or the old school one. This is kind of the go-to one to play those. Even got my daughter into them. I've got a couple of these on the way too. A pink one from Japan, and I've got a kit that somebody sent me. It's got the red Mario logo on there from, I think it's Mario and Donkey Kong or whatever. But so I have that coming, so I'll be doing videos on those two as well. And then last but not least is my 3DS XL. So this is just the black one, which I actually bought this little vinyl skin on there. It's I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it is Ocarina of Time. Well, I guess 3D. I thought it was Ocarina of Time, but it is Ocarina of Time 3D. So it does kind of have a nice theme with that. But this is kind of the go-to for most if I just wanted to purchase a game and not play it on the original devices, then this one was good. I got the Zelda theme and everything on the back of that one too. So that one is my last one for my handhelds as of so far. Very shortly I'll be having a couple more devices come in. Like I said, I got a pink DS coming from Japan. I'll do a cleanup on that one. And then I've got another one that I'm building. It's a red one. It has all the pieces. We'll see how that goes. But it was really cheap. It was only like $20. I think that pink one out of Japan cost me $12. A lot of cheap handhelds out there. So far, that is most of my handheld gaming collection. So one more kind of overlook here. I've got this little tray that I actually, you know, saw was the best way to display all this stuff, and then I'm actually kind of running out of room. So I was thinking above my computer, putting a little tray there or a little shelf up there, and then I could start kind of stacking these bad boys up. So yeah, I've got a couple of original Game Boy games because I never had an original Game Boy. Ever. Well, these are the first ones that I've ever had that were original Game Boys. I always started with Game Boy Color and then moved on from there. It's not that I'm not old enough, it's just that we just didn't have them. We were content with our Nintendo and our Super Nintendo. It's really exciting to me to be able to go back and pick up these pockets and older games and stuff that I was never able to get at the time. That's it for me. Thanks you guys for watching. Let me know if there's any specific ones you want to go over. Hopefully we can go from there, but I do have a lot of cool videos I think planned, especially with like this Game Boy Pocket, these DS's. I think they're going to be pretty exciting. I'm getting pretty good at taking care of these. I even bought a soldering iron to fix things, and I've got tools and all this stuff that I can actually do some cool work on. Until later though, and the line.